Okay, so this look is very much about the lips. The lips are the primary focus of the entire face. So the eyes aren't really that bold, but there is a lot of glowiness to the face. Slight contouring, and there's definite like bronzed color on the face. So we're gonna focus on those things. So to get started, I already primed my eyes with the e.l.f. primer in the color Golden. For the golden wash of color, I'm gonna go for Makeup Geek's Glamorous all over the lid. Okay, now I'm going to switch brushes. I'm going to go for a smaller brush, and I'm going to highlight the inner corner of my eye with my little mini Mary Luminizer. It's a really beautiful highlight. It can also be used as eyeshadow. If you don't have Mary Luminizer, any shimmery, light golden shadow will do. I'm also going to take that down to the inner corner. Now going back to the brush that I applied all the color, the golden color with, I'm going to take, also for Makeup Geek, Beaches and Cream to blend out all the gold. I'm going to clean off my brush really well before I go into my brows to highlight. I don't want any of the gold up here, just the skin color. If you don't have an eyeshadow that you feel is your correct skin color, your face powder will also do for this step. Okay, so we're not going to do any eyeliner, but I am going to tight line to make my lashes look longer and more defined, because in the video her eye makeup is definitely visible, it's just not the main focus. But I do, for every day, I do want to actually make it look like I have eyelashes. So I will tight line, and I will also apply 2 coats of mascara. I'm going to tight line with Kat Von D liquid liner and Trooper. Now I'm going to be using my CoverGirl Lash Blast. Okay, we're going to do a second coat of mascara in a little bit. For my bronzer today, I'm going to use from Bare Minerals, it's called the High Dive. It's a really beautiful bronzer. It has some slight shimmer in it. And I really love this bronzer for everyday. This is my everyday bronzer. And I'm going to pick up one of these little brushes. They come inside my Physicians Formula mineral powder. I don't like to apply the powder with these brushes. But the last one I took out, I looked at it and I thought, wow, this would be really great for contour. So I've been using this when I want like a really defined contour. So I'm going to be using that today. So get a little bit on your brush, tap off the excess, go right underneath your natural cheekbone. Don't go too far into your mouth or it'll give you a really feline look. We're just looking to define the cheeks a bit. Go down too far, you end up looking like this all day. And it looks weird. So it kind of looks like you have 2 stripes on either side. So obviously this little brush was just to apply. You're going to need another brush to kind of buff it out. So I'm going to use the brush that I used to apply my foundation, which is my Bare Minerals Soft Focus Face Brush, to buff it out. Now you're buffing towards the top. You're not buffing down. You don't want this line to go any lower than exactly where you applied it. So you're just going to buff it out on both sides. Okay, that's perfect. Now you're defined, but it's blended out. I'm going to go ahead and apply this to the rest of my face. In the video, it looks like she has a lot of definition, but it's very subtle. So subtle definition is really beautiful. Now she's also really pale complexion, so you can't add too much bronzer. I'm not going to wear a lot of bronzer for this look, not as much as I would on a regular basis. All I am going to do is basically just give my face some shape And that's about it. I am going to take it to the very tops of my cheekbones and my temples and buff it out. This is just giving my face a little bit of definition. Definitely take it on the chin here and create a little bit of contrast, and along your jawline for some color, and definitely take it down your neck a bit. So now we have a really pretty glow. It's more of a glow. We're not heavily contoured, nothing like that. I still kind of look a little bit on the pale side. I'm going to take my Lorde Baked Matte Satin Blush in Hollywood, which is a really beautiful kind of orangey terracotta color. It has a lot of shimmer. It's called a matte blush, but it does have a lot of shimmer. I'm going to use this as blush, but also as a little bit more bronzer. I'm going to add that to the apples of my cheeks and then blend it up into my bronzer that I applied earlier. Very pigmented, so don't pick up a lot. You can always add, but removing is a little bit harder. It can be done. You can blend it out, but don't pick up too much of this. It's very pigmented. Okay, that's a little too pigmented for me, so I'm going to go through and diffuse it with the brush that I applied my foundation with. So for the last step on the face, we have to highlight. I'm going to take my little tiny Mary Luminizer again, and I'm going to take this on a small stipple brush. This is my e.l.f. one. This is usually what I use to apply my highlighter. So I'm going to take this to the very tops of my cheeks, and I'm going to swirl to give myself a nice highlight there. This will catch the light really pretty. This is really gorgeous. If you don't have Mary Luminizer, just use a very shimmery shadow that's light enough to kind of blend with your skin tone. I'm going to go ahead and add this to the center of my forehead and down. This is a very glowy look. It's very pretty. I'm also going to add some to my chin above where I added my bronzer and my Cupid's bow. I'm going to take the brush that I applied my foundation with and blend that all together. You don't want to be able to see where your highlight is, where your bronzer is, and where your blush is. You kind of want it all melded together so it just looks like you're a little bit glowy on the top and like you have some color to your cheeks and you're defined with your bronzer. Oh, I forgot to mention too, this look has really strong brows. She has really strong brows naturally. If you don't have really strong brows naturally, just go ahead and fill them in, maybe even a little bit more than what you're used to, and I promise it'll look really good once it's all pulled together with the lip. Because to pull off a really bold lip like this, it's nice to have a really defined eyebrows. The lips in the video, like I said, are the main focus of her face. And it is a very pretty, deep burgundy with purple in it. I am going to use Electrified by Bare Minerals. It's Marvelous Moxie. This is the liner I'm going to use. And then from the drugstore, I'm going to use number 918D from Wet n Wild called Cherry Bomb. It's a really beautiful dark color and it matches perfect. So I'm going to fill in my lips with this lip liner. We're going to take the color Cherry Bomb from Wet n Wild and we're going to fill the entire lip in. Okay, let's finish this look with just a couple of more things. I'm going to add another coat of mascara, and again, I'm using the Lash Blast. to having your face be very glowy and very beautiful but very natural at the same time is to use a hydrating mist. I'm going to be using the one by Juice Beauty, certified organic hydrating mist. It tones and refreshes. And also what this does is if you've applied powder, it's going to knock down the powder look. And it's just going to look like skin. And it's going to look dewy, it's going to look fresh. And it gives a very nice look. You only need a couple sprays. So just 2-3 sprays all over. Keep your eyes closed. You need it like 10 inches away so that there's no actual droplets anywhere. It just goes on like a really fine mist. I really love this one. However, I do have a DIY for a spray that will do this exact same thing. Again, it's organic, and I have that DIY on my blog. So I'll link it down below so that you can make a hydrating mist for pennies. It's very inexpensive to do, and you can make it yourself. So anyway, that's it. That's the entire look. You're gonna get a really pretty fresh face with really deep lips, and the eyes are extremely minimal, so this is very easy to do. I hope you like this Lorde inspired look from the music video team. It's one of my favorite songs right now, so I just had to do it. All right, that's all I have for you guys. Have a good day. Bye.